What up, girl? Sick of your ass leaving me undelivered. It's beneficial that I'm beneficial for you, babe, but you acting like you don't remember. Whole time you was missing me. Whole time I was thinking of you. Got me venting to my niggas, sipping on the book, trying to see what I'm finna do without your love, cause I don't need nobody, babe. Won't your mind?
Alright, you guys, so this is the braid pattern that I'm using. So I started by sectioning off the front half of my hair from ear to ear, and then the back I braided from the top to the side and then from the side to the bottom, and then in the middle I just did this long S braid, and then you can just go ahead and crochet your ends up however you prefer. Now this is the hair that I used, and it came with 4 bundles inside, and I pretty much used all of them. So I just went ahead and crocheted the back of my hair like normal, and once I get to that top anchor braid, I'm gonna start crocheting the bottom of the braid, and I only do this to this last braid here at the top. So I'm gonna just go ahead and crochet the bottom of the braid like normal, and I loop it 2 or 3 times to secure it. And you're going to want to do that, of course, all the way along that last anchor braid at the top. Now, once I am done doing that, I'm going to move to the top half of the braid. And the reason I do this is because I feel like it just gives more coverage so that there are no spaces on your last braid. So here I am crocheting the top of the braid, and this time I'm going to do the invisible crochet method. So for those of you who are unsure what that is, instead of pulling both ends of the hair through the loop, you're just going to go ahead and pull one end through, and then you're going to use the other end to cover your braid. And as you see, now the braid is covered. So I'm going to repeat this technique and continue doing it until my whole braid is covered. So it's pretty easy. Feel free to slow this down or rewind it if you need to see it again. But it's a super easy technique and it's very effective. So once I'm done crocheting the back, as you can see in the front part, I went ahead and sectioned off 5 pieces. Oh, I'm still showing you the crochet braid. As you can see, it's fully covered. So now I went ahead and sectioned off the front of my hair into 5 different sections, and I did both the side braids off camera. I just braided them both going down on both sides. So now I'm going to work on the middle braid, and I'm just going to start by doing a part straight across the front of my hair. Then I'm going to take some Shine and Jam and of course lay down the root part of the braid, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to comb it out a little bit, and I'm going to lay it to the left side of the screen, which is actually the right side of my head. But anyway, I'm going to lay this to the left side of the screen, and then I'm going to part off my next section, again adding Shine and Jam, and this time the hair is going to be going towards the right side of the screen, and then of course doing the same exact thing for the last section of hair. As you can see, there will be 3 S's. So this is all the hair that's left from the whole entire pack. So I'm just going to use what I need for this last braid, and I'm just going to start braiding and do the feed-in technique. If you need a more detailed video on how to feed in braid, I will link it down below. But I'm just taking these little sections of hair, sticking it underneath my index finger, and then continuing to braid. Now I only added hair at the very beginning of the braid because I didn't want it to get too thick, but you can add as many pieces as you want to get the thickness, or the thickness of the braid that you want. So once I'm done braiding this first part to the side, I'm going to go ahead and flip the end of the hair over so that now it's following the same direction that I'm going to be braiding for this second part. So I'm just going to continue to braid and braid all the way down, and you'll see once I'm done braiding in this direction, I'm going to go ahead and flip the hair over again so that it can be falling in the direction of the last section. So right there I flipped it over, and now I'm braiding I have just found that flipping the hair, it just makes it so much easier when you're doing these S braids, snake braids, zigzag, whatever you want to call them. So now that I'm done pretty much with this braid, I do add like 3 more a little bit thicker pieces of hair in, just so that when I braid the braid all the way down, it's a nice density. Again, it's definitely up to you, but that's just what I do. Then I do add shine and jam and kind of comb through my hair if necessary, just so that everything looks nice and sleek. So I'm just gonna braid down to the end, and that is pretty much it. So after this, I just went ahead and dressed my hair up with some hair jewelry, and you can add foam if you want. I rarely do, but this actually is my hair about 5 days later, so it still looks pretty good, and I really love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one.
If not with me, then I can't see you with nobody. Nobody. Cause I don't want nobody but you. I don't need nobody, babe. I want your mind and body, babe. Leave me in this life, I don't want nobody